Wokeness is ruining media, said actual brain dead people. It's 2025 and I'm still seeing folks complain about wokeness in TV shows, cartoon, animes, and video games. Like, can we let it rest already? Like, talk to me nice, my nigga. What exactly are you mad about? Oh my god, they're not only just adding one gay character, they're adding two. This stuff should never be in a kid's show. I don't want this liberal DI agenda affecting them. Gang, I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this, but please shut the fuck up. You are crying about a non-existent issue, and I know why. The dude in the back knows why, but you don't. And if you don't know why, I guess you got some soul searching to do. But what exactly am I talking about? Everything. I'm talking about everything. Race representation, race swapping, gender swapping, shows with LGBTQ themes, all that good stuff. These are all nuanced issues that need their own videos. Maybe now I'm working on this channel actually, so stay tuned for that. But before we continue, what does it mean to be woke? Woke is one of those words that got horribly bastardized because of brain-rotted political discussions. It's always some anti-woke dude talking about wokeness, never the woke folks themselves. But what does that really mean? Defined by Merriam-Webster, woke is being aware or actively insensitive to important societal facts, issues, especially issues of racial and social justice. So within this given definition, why do people use it like it's a slur? This word has been given such a bad connotation by those people, and because of that, it lost its real meaning. Based on the rightful meaning of the word, what's wrong with something being woke? Let's get real. If I were to apply for a job and the employer makes it clear that they don't want to hire me because I'm black, and I told you, the viewer, and you respond with, whoa, that's messed up.
Everyone has their own problems. Just because you can't succeed doesn't mean it's our problem.
Yo, who let this nigga in here? But for real, let's be honest and look at the current political state of America right now. I'm not saying you can't be a proud American. You can rep red, white, and blue. What I'm saying is that we don't live in a perfect country. There are system and social discrimination happening right now, both racially and on a gender-specific level. So it is in our best interest to be aware of these issues for the betterment of everybody.
You can overcome any issue, whether it's systemic or social.
Bro, who is letting this nigga get back in here? Anyways, look, I'm not trying to go back and forth on this topic. I know what I know. And what I know is that we do have systematic and social barriers that are objectively making it harder for marginalized groups to overcome their differences. Literally because this country is built upon racist ideologies, and if you disagree, you don't know anything about the transatlantic slave system. Listen, slavery lasted 250 years, segregation only ended 61 years ago. I have met people who remember using a white-only bathroom. They really want you to believe that this point of America is just ancient history. No, these are recently happening events, at least in a historical sense. The reality is that 250 years of slavery plus 60 years of segregation against a certain demographic of people will of course do a lot of social damage to a society. So what's so wrong with our media using this to convey a message of an important, meaningful meaning?
But consumers just want to see good stories and entertainment without a political agenda.
Yo, shut up, Charlie Kirk. Everything is political. Me drinking water is political. Me jerking off is political. Everything is political in society. Because why? Because society is inherently political. And by the way, you people wanting media to be less woke is also political. I'm going to get this off my chest. A show being woke doesn't make it a bad show. A bad show is bad because it's just bad. Look at HBO Max's Velma. I completely despise Velma. I made a whole deep dive here on the channel about it. Out of all the criticisms I had for Velma, I will never say to make it better, every main character had to be the original race. Because in actuality, that doesn't solve anything about the show's problems. If you take what Velma is as a character within her show and just make her white, the problem still lingers. If you are hyper fixated on her race, you're the problem. That's a deeper issue. What about her personality, her dynamics? Nothing that has to do with race. And if you really think it does, stay a fucking clown. There are so many popular shows, but like your standard is nothing more just DI bullshit. Look at The Boys, a political commentary on capitalism within America by using superheroes as a device to tell their stories. I love using The Boys as a prime example of why race swapping can actually work. You take a look at the cast members in the original source material, They race swapped every fucking character, gender swapped damn near everyone, and changed the integral part of the source material in the name of spreading wokeness. And it worked. The show is so in your face with their leftist propaganda that their whole last season was about Homelander using the dumb idiot conservative party to boost his control over America. Let's take a look at another Amazon product, Invincible. They made Mark Grayson Asian for no fucking reason, and I love it. He was literally called a token Asian person within his own show.
Their game.
I know. I'm impressed.
Well. It's my old friends, token diversity and gender stereotype.
Now look how popular Invincible really is. Look how popular Mark is as an Asian superhero. Fuck all that. Let's compare Mark against other established superheroes like Spider-Man, Superman, Batman. It's not crazy to say that he's just as popular as them right now. There's probably some Asian kid looking at Mark the same way that black kids look at Black Panther, and that's a wonderful thing. Is that not a good thing?
But you guys are taking away from us white. What about our white kids? Who should look up to?
First off, you guys are literally overrepresented in media, and at the moment a few characters get race swapped, especially ones whose identity aren't even tied to their race, you cry about it on Twitter. There doesn't have to be this deep justification on why characters race swapped. The goal of providing proper representation is enough. It'll always be enough.
Yeah, but what about gay people?
Look, I'm not gay, but I do feel comfortable saying that gay people or any other person identifying under the LGBTQ plus community deserve to be represented within our media. Like, is it really a big deal that there's some LGBTQ themes within our shows? Is that really problematic? The reality is that they do exist. There's nothing you can do about it. And I believe that their existence is not inherently problematic. Without using any religious basis, what's the problem of a gay person existing in real life or in our TV shows? And I'm not talking only about adult shows. The way I see it, if you're comfortable enough to display a heterosexual couple on a kid's show, why not a homosexual couple? Because sorry to tell you, your kids finding out gay people exist isn't gonna magically turn them gay. It's simply not how shit works. Because right, most gay people have straight parents, meaning that they was probably raised with a certain idea of what love is, how it will be reciprocated between two consenting parties. So if they grew up with the idea that a heterosexual couple is the idea of love and romance, them becoming gay is a clear indicator that them seeing it is not what caused it. I graduated high school 3 years ago and I have friends from high school who are gay. I got some friends in middle school who I still talk to who are also gay, or at least not straight. And unless these motherfuckers are just conning me and this is just some big old troll campaign against me, you can be young and not straight. It's not a big deal. It's not that deep. Like, I'm Catholic, but I don't hold everybody in the same regards of my religion. That's not fair. Because who the fuck am I? I'll be damned if a Muslim nigga tell me that I can't eat pork because he can't eat pork. We live in a very diverse world. So why can't our entertainment reflect that? Gay people exist in real life, so I don't care if they exist in some kid's show.
But the woke mob is trying to convert our kids with their leftist agenda.
No, it's called creating and accepting an environment for all people. So with creating that environment, we see an uproar of people identifying with that way of life, since they're not ashamed of being who they are. Plus, you just sound slow. Think about it, a kid watches a gay character, now he's gay. I have never seen the opposite happening. Why? Because it's not true. Most of my gang fuck with Steven Universe, a show about literal lesbian space rocks, but most of my niggas are straight. Look at Our House. Most people don't like the show because how Luz is bi, even though Steven Universe literally paved the way of having more LGBTQ themes within kid shows. Like, God forbid a person from their community try to create a show for their people giving good representation. That's why me personally, I can never be mad at the creators of these shows. Rebecca Sugar is non-binary and Dana Trans, sorry if I pronounced that name wrong, is bi, and both have the merit and resumes to create amazing shows. I'm going off top of my head, but Rebecca Sugar previously worked on Adventure Time and Dana worked on Gravity Falls. So they're clearly talented, so why are niggas hating? Because it's funny, it's always don't change our characters, make your own, but you people are still mad when they're making new characters. For my last takeaway, all I gotta say is that if seeing a different character in a show or movie or video game really gets you tight, please invest in a J.O.B. my nigga. And before the video ends, shout out to little homie King John for playing the role of Charlie Kirk within this video. I'm going to leave a link to his channel down in the description below. He also makes media commentary videos. And I'm also going to leave a link to his Discord server because that's like the best way of contacting me if you guys want to chat. My name's Take and we do a little reviewing around here. Peace out.